Hello everyone, my name is Credacia, if you don't know, and welcome back to my little neck of the woods on YouTube. All right, so today we will be talking about 5 things you need to know before, or you need to know prior to breaking up. And I mean breaking up, leaving your baby mother or baby father. And the reason why I came up with this is because I left my baby father. And I know following these steps really made me come into this decision a lot easier. And also there was a child involved. So this wasn't a decision that I just made on the whim or lightly. So hopefully you can take this into consideration, the things that I'm about to say. And if it applies to you, I say, go for it. Just take what I say into consideration before you make your decision. Because as I said, there is a child involved. You have this long-term relationship and you don't know if you want to stay together for a child or, it's just so much going on. So without further ado, let's get into it. And sorry, my voice is kind of cutting out a bit, but I really want to make this video, okay? So number 1, or I should say 0.1, I say whatever you do, pray about it. Go to God first, okay? Because 1, there is a child involved, and children are blessings from God, and you have to check with him before you do anything, especially making a big decision like this that will affect your little miracle's life, because it will affect their lives in some way. So go to God, because it's going to affect your life. It's going to affect the other party's life and your child's life and the family's lives too. So always pray about it. God will send you what you need. God will speak to you how you need to be spoken to about this. God will give you those answers. His word says, ask and you shall receive, seek and when you will find, and knock and the door shall be opened. Okay, so talk to God, go to God and pray about it. Do that first, okay? Because this is a big decision, a huge life-changing decision, okay? And God is the only one that can help you, the only one that can give you that confidence, that thing in your heart to know that what you're doing is right, okay? So I put that at 0.5 because that wasn't like necessarily one of the steps that was like obvious to me. But for those of you who don't know, go to God first. Please go to Jesus first. And then, okay, so number 1, these are the things you need to know prior to breaking up with your baby mother or baby father, is that 1, both people are going to be hurt. You are going to be hurt and they are going to be hurt. Now, it just depends on the relationship you have with them. If it's not anything serious, if you guys are just, whatever, don't care about each other, then maybe this doesn't apply to you. But this applies to people who really love their baby mother or baby father. They really love them just as a person, even though they know in their heart, they know in their minds, and God has reminded them over and over again that this should not even have happened, and you guys don't even need to be together. And when you know that y'all being together is going to do more harm than good to you guys' family unit, to you guys' kid. So both people are going to be hurt. Nobody wants to leave the person they've been with for so long. There's so many soul ties created. There's so much love, so many memories, so many things that just happened. And nobody wants to really end that. And breaking up with that person will end, just so many things, was so much stuff that was built for a long time. You know what I'm talking about. Just all that time you put into those relationships. So everybody's going to be hurt. So just know that first and foremost. Nobody's just going to get here feeling like, they did something good or did something great, okay? Or, nobody's going to be happy about it because, like I said, this is something long-term. So 1, everybody's going to be hurt. And 2, the second thing you need to know prior to breaking up to your baby mother or baby father is, I have something, this hair is in my eye, is that they might be spiteful. Oh my goodness, they might be spiteful about it. This is just depending on who they are. And you never know this about a person, or somebody could have showed some signs of this, but you never know what's going to bring it out until you do something that will be perceived as betrayal, until you see their true colors, until you see them being like hurt. So spite comes out when somebody's hurt. Spite comes out when somebody feels betrayed. So your person or your baby mother, baby father will definitely probably feel betrayed because they, probably think in their head that you are willing to stay through anything and everything, so they might do some spiteful things. They might cheat out of spite, bring people over out of spite, bring people in front of you out of spite, start arguments out of spite. I wouldn't say cheat out of spite because, you guys are broken up, but, flaunt other people in your face out of spite, call you out or speak to you in crazy ways, poke out your insecurities, just all out of spite because they're just mad that you're leaving them. So that might happen. It's just something that could happen depending on who you're dealing with, depending on how hurt or betrayed that they are. Like I said, those traits come out when somebody's hurt. Now, me personally, I made sure, like I said, I was really close to God then because I didn't take that decision lightly, but I didn't do anything out of spite, nothing out of spite, because I just wanted to make sure I had a pure heart through it, before it, and after it. Okay, so I did a lot of checking myself first. Okay, so now I pray that y'all do the same. Check yourself first before y'all even think about breaking up with them. Don't do this for selfish reasons. So if they do act out of spite, you can just go ahead and step back and let them have their tantrum. Let them have their thing, okay? And it'll hurt, but still, at the end of the day, you've thought about this, your decision, and it is what it is. So they can act whatever way they want to, potentially. Just keep your focus on the child, okay? All right, so number 3, the third thing you need to know prior to breaking up with your baby mama or baby daddy, your baby daddy, is they might think you're cheating. Oh my gosh, they might think you're cheating. And it does depend on how long you guys have been in this relationship, how long, and if the feeling is mutual. I feel like for my baby father, when I was leaving him, I feel like he was so oblivious to all the hurt and the hurt and pain that I was feeling, during our relationship. This is not a decision that I took lightly. I was feeling this way for a year, I think a whole year. And then it was the whole year and a half, or not even a whole year and a half, probably 2 years. Actually, yeah, 2 years, ever since I had my daughter, okay? So I was feeling this way, feeling down and out for 2 whole years straight, okay? And I think when I did finally leave him, he thought I was cheating on him because he didn't understand what's going on. And he, I just feel like that's where some people's minds go, because if they have no idea, if you've been putting up with all this stuff for this long and you just decide up and leave or whatever, it might be really hard for somebody to grasp that concept, especially for somebody who think they're perfect and think they did nothing wrong. It's like, that's the only option. They must be cheating, okay? And as long as you're not cheating, personally, I wasn't cheating. As long as you're not cheating, you're just going to have to let them think what they think. If they're willing to talk to you, you can talk to them about that. But if they're not, at the end of the day, you got to let them think what they think, because at the end of the day, it's all about integrity. And if you have that integrity, if God knows what you're doing, then it is what it is, because they're just going to think their thoughts. This is a painful situation. Let them think that you were cheating. There's nothing you can do or say to not think that, right? But if you are cheating, let's just say, side note, if you are the person cheating, then this is null and void, okay? Because you're just breaking up with them because you don't want them anymore, okay? All right? You get me? Okay? This is for the people who are not, who just feel in their heart that something is absolutely not right about them being together, and they know that they're not supposed to be together, okay? And, they're constantly getting hurt, and they're just on opposite sides of the planet with their partners, okay? This is for them, not for people who cheat. Okay, so let them think they're cheating. Let your person think you're cheating. You can only explain so much. Your integrity and the person that you are will always come through, will always show, yourself, or just will always show. People can only put up facades for so long, okay? That's probably why, y'all break up in the first place. But anyways, the fourth reason that you need to know prior to breaking up with your baby mama or your baby daddy is they might move on quickly, okay? They might move on quickly. Some people just can't handle being alone, okay? And especially when you're dealing with hurt, I think when you're dealing with the breakup, the first thing you feel is loneliness. You feel like, you're just being untethered by somebody that you've been around with for so long. So they might just try to, find the next boy or girl to be with, just to have somebody to cling on to. And it's up to you to be okay with that. You got to remember why you're breaking up with them in the first place. Don't go try to find somebody else like they did, okay? That's not going to do anything but end up in another breakup for you. Just take it day by day, really do the work that you need to do, and just take the time out and do the work that you need to do so you can get healed quickly, or get the full healing that you need, okay? Because let them go on, let them find whoever they need to be with, because I feel like God works differently anyway. Like when I was breaking up with my baby's father, I feel like God put it in my heart to be alone. It was just like, Kardashian, you've never just been alone. You never just been with me. You've been getting to all these relationships looking for something that only I could provide for you. Only God could provide for me certain things, So that was my reason. And I feel like, my baby's father was just looking for somebody to cling on to. I think he thought like the absolute worst. He didn't understand, because somebody who doesn't go through that, they won't understand that. And to you guys who are, going through this, they're not going to understand your decisions. They're not going to understand why. But this is, like I said, this is between you. If you've done the work, if you put in the time to really pray about it, if you really put in time to like weigh out the pros and cons and things like that, and if you know that this just doesn't work, they probably won't understand that. So let them go, move on. Let them have their other person. You just have to be okay with that. Don't let them trigger you in any way, because at the end of the day, you still have to work on you, okay? And not just for you, for that child. Somebody has to be the one who keeps it together for the kid, especially if the other person is just going crazy and not going crazy, but like, thinking the worst and really trying to find themselves or feel that heal the wound that you just gave them, basically, because you're the one who's doing the breaking up. They might, leave their child by the wayside a little bit. So it's just up to you to keep it together for that child. Don't be just unfazed by that if they do move on, okay? So the fifth reason, and the final thing that you need to know prior to breaking up with your baby daddy or baby mama is, whatever the reason and whatever occurred during the breakup, always remember to focus on your child. Focus on your child. Your child is number one, okay? Number one, okay? Just know in your mind, this is going to affect them ultimately, okay? But everything is going to affect them ultimately. So think about staying together. Is that the image of relationship that you want your child to see? I have a little girl. So if you're a woman, do you want your child to think that they're just supposed to stay in something just because they feel like they can't get any better? Or do you want your baby girl to feel like they're going to settle, or they need to settle, or something like that, So, or as you're breaking up, do you want your child to see you fighting? Do you want your child as a man? Do you want your son seeing you like fighting with your baby mama? Or do you want your son to not see you at all? Like, do you want to just leave and escape? Like, just think about what that's doing to the child. If you just want to avoid the whole situation, think about your children, y'all. This is a big decision. And I know we make mistakes. Some people just should not be having a baby together. But ultimately, God said children are miracles. Children are blessings. However way it's happened, even if it's like out of wedlock or during a marriage and there was a divorce, whatever, children are blessings. So we got to treat them as such. Even though we make the mistakes, we still got to take care of these miracles and these blessings. So whether it's spite, whether it's cheating, or whatever it is, keep your child number one, as you're going through this, okay? And, let your partner act the way they act, but you have to maintain your composure. You have to maintain your integrity, and your child will catch that. More is caught than taught in childhood, okay? Your child will catch that, and if you, feel the need to explain, to your child things that are going on, that's a personal decision, you can. But at the end of the day, they're going to see these things. They're going to catch these things. They're going to, if they know that they're provided with the most love and care from both parties, honestly, that's really all that matters, okay? Whatever the personal things that are going on, y'all could just leave that alone, okay? Y'all can, they'll fall by the wayside. Your child probably would grow up never knowing that, as long as y'all show them the love and the care that they need and the attention that they need. That's what it's all about. So remember, keep it together for your child. Keep it cute for your child. Keep it intentional for your child, okay? So that's all I have. Those are the 5 things you need to know prior. And this is, like I was saying, before you break up. You got to take these things in consideration before you even think to talk to your partner about breaking up with them. And let me just add something as well. This is geared to relationships that are not marriages, that are not like married people, okay? This is just talking about people who just had a baby together and maybe was talking about getting married at one point, or just been together for a long time with kids, okay? This is what this is geared to, because I feel like if you're married, that is a different ball game. I feel like that has a lot to do with God, and I just have a different opinion on that, but I haven't been married, okay? So I'm just speaking on a standpoint of what I went through, okay? So please take this all into consideration. And if you guys have any thing to add, or anything y'all think I missed out, please comment below. Like, I would love to hear what you guys have to say about it, about breaking up, things that you know prior about breaking up with your person, okay? Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for tuning in. Remember, I love you, God loves you, and we just all trying this together, okay? I get it. Bye.